Blake Lively accuses It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment. Reputational retaliation. Blake Lively has accused her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment and retaliation in a civil rights complaint, alleging he and his team designed a plan to destroy her reputation. In a complaint filed with the California Civil Rights Department on Friday and obtained by the New York Times, Lively claims that during filming of It Ends With Us, a meeting was held to address a hostile work environment that had nearly derailed production. Lively raised concerns about repeated sexual harassment and other disturbing behavior by Mr. Baldoni. The complaint states that her husband, actor and producer Ryan Reynolds, was present at the meeting, serving as Lively's chosen representative. According to the complaint, the parties discussed in detail the inappropriate conduct that Ms. Lively, her employees and other cast and crew experienced at the hands of Mr. Baldoni and a producer for the film, Jamie Heath. They agreed at the time that Lively and employees would no longer be shown nude videos or images of women. There would be no further mention of the pair's purported pornography addictions, and no more disparaging comments would be made to Lively or her employees, per the complaint. They also agreed that an intimacy coordinator would be present at all times when Lively was on set in scenes with Baldoni. The complaint also includes screen captures of text messages and correspondence obtained by Lively's legal team in discovery that they argue show orchestrated attempts on the part of Baldoni's PR representatives to hurt her reputation in the media as part of a social manipulation campaign. It Ends With Us is based on Colleen Hoover's hit 2016 novel of the same name and centers around domestic violence in a couple, which was portrayed on-screen by Lively and Baldoni. The complaint, a precursor to a lawsuit, names Baldoni as a defendant, as well as his production company Wayfarer Studios, his publicist, Heath, and a crisis public relations manager, among others. Lively, also a producer on the film, seeks to set the record straight, to hold the Wayfarer parties and associates accountable, and to shine a light on this new form of retaliation so that it will not be used against any others who seek to stand up and speak out against sexual harassment, according to the complaint. Brian Friedman, an attorney for Baldoni, Heath and Wayfarer Studios, denied the allegations in a statement to CNN. These claims are completely false, outrageous and intentionally salacious, with an intent to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media. Friedman said, "It is shameful that Ms. Lively and her representatives would make such serious and categorically false accusations against Mr. Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios and its representatives, as yet another desperate attempt to fix her negative reputation, which," Friedman added, "was garnered from her own remarks and actions during the campaign for the film, interviews and press activities that were observed publicly, in real time and unedited, which allowed for the internet to generate their own views and opinions. Wayfarer proactively hired a crisis PR manager," Friedman said, "due to the multiple demands and threats made by Lively during production of the film, alleging she threatened not showing up to set and to not promote the film, ultimately leading to its demise during release, if her demands were not met." Baldoni's attorney also accused Lively's team of planting negative and completely fabricated and false stories with media about Baldoni prior to the film's release. In a statement to CNN, Lively said, "I hope that my legal action helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliatory tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct and helps protect others who may be targeted." It Ends With Us was a commercial success, earning more than $350 million at the box office. However, reports surfaced about creative differences and tensions on set between Lively and Baldoni. The two did not promote the film together, and debate arose online about how they addressed the issue of domestic violence, a central plot element in the film, in their individual promotional work about the movie, with Lively receiving criticism by some who viewed her messaging around the film as overly positive. Top Gun star Tom Cruise becomes a military hero in real life. After years of playing military heroes on screen, Tom Cruise is now one in real life. The Top Gun star was honored with the Department of the Navy Distinguished Public Service (DPS) award during a ceremony in London on Tuesday, which recognized Cruise's contribution and dedication to the U.S. Navy through his film work. According to a news release, the award is the Navy's highest honor that a person outside of the Department of the Navy can receive. Secretary of the Navy Carlos Del Toro presented the award to Cruise, saying in a statement that his work has inspired generations to serve in our Navy and Marine Corps. Cruise's efforts in the film industry have increased public awareness and appreciation for the Navy's highly trained personnel and the sacrifices they make while in uniform, the release read. I'm happy I have been able to be a source of inspiration to many of the sailors who serve today or have served in the past, Cruise said in a statement. The effort was not just on my end, but the cast and crew I get to work with on all our sets. They are what really bring the work to life. Cruise is known for starring in the 1986 classic Top Gun, in which he played a naval fighter pilot, and the 2022 sequel Top Gun: Maverick, which amassed over $1 billion at the box office. The Navy said in the news release that Cruise's work on the original Top Gun movie sparked a surge in Navy pilot recruitment at the time. The film's producer Jerry Bruckheimer, along with Cruise, were named honorary naval aviators by the department in 2020.
Lori Loughlin praises law enforcement 5 years after the college admissions scandal. The former Full House actress served 2 months in prison after pleading guilty in 2020. Lori Loughlin praised law enforcement 5 years after being involved in the infamous college admissions scandal. In a recent interview, the former Full House star, who plays the lead role in the upcoming Prime Video series On Call, shared how her role as Lieutenant Bishop gave her a completely new perspective. Loughlin told Entertainment Tonight, "It was really interesting, and it gave me a whole new perspective on law enforcement. Her role required not only a lot of mental preparation, alongside actual police officers, but also a physical transformation. I was ready for everything. Like when I first showed up, they said, 'You're going to have to dye your hair highlights,' and I said, 'Okay, no makeup, black hair tied back, a uniform, and just a very raw look.' And I seized the opportunity. I was so excited. I didn't know I had that in me, to be Bada." This is Loughlin's first major role since her arrest in connection with the 2019 college admissions scandal. In one of her first major interviews since the scandal, the former Full House star spoke to First for Women in April about forgiveness and how to move forward. "Every day, we all face different obstacles. But for me, like the song says, I got knocked down, but I'll get up again," she said in a cover story for the magazine. "No one says life is easy, we all make mistakes. But what matters is persistence. For me, it's just persistence. And as an actor, I hear no a lot. So I just have to be myself and keep going and try not to let the negativity get to me." She continued, "My advice is to just keep moving forward. Everyone has their good times and bad times. That's life. I think you just have to pick yourself up. No one says life is easy. There's beauty in life, but there's also hardship." Although she didn't directly address the scandal, she talked about seeking forgiveness. "Actually, I try to be a forgiving person. I'm not someone who holds on to things. Everyone has unfortunate moments. We've all been in situations where we needed forgiveness. But to ask for forgiveness, you also have to learn how to forgive." She said, "My family isn't the type to hold grudges. I didn't grow up in a family where if you made a mistake, you wouldn't be forgiven." She continued, "No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. So, I've always been advised to let go of everything. And I think for my own health, you have to let things go because you can't hold on to negativity. Life is too short." In 2020, Loughlin served 2 months in prison, completed 150 hours of community service, and paid a $150 fine after pleading guilty to conspiracy to pay William Rick Singer, the mastermind of the scheme, to get her 2 daughters, Isabella and Olivia Jade, into the University of Southern California.